Welcome back to New Rockstars. As the MCU continues to add projects to its pipeline, we cannot help but get excited about some of the new heroes we could be seeing soon in the MCU. And what's that on the horizon? Could it be the most powerful hero of all? The strongest hero in Marvel history? My dream? The Frog Man? Probably not, but a man can dream. I shouldn't leap to conclusions. This is Rogue Theory, the show where we pitch the wildest theories for the nerdy titles that we love. My name is MT, and going rogue with me today is the #1 supporter for bringing the McLuhans to the MCU. It's Jessica Clemons. What's going on, girl?
Bring them in. I want to know more about the 10 rings. I want 10 rings, not Ariana Grande 7 rings. Not to be confused with Ariana Grande 7 rings. I want the 10 rings.
We need 3 more rings.
We need 3 more.
10.
Yeah, plus 3, please.
And someone who was just waiting for Squirrel Girl to show up already. It's Whitney Van Laningham. What's going on, Whitney?
Squirrel Girl! And I would just like to add that the lovely and talented Angelica Trey just tweeted her own audition tape for Squirrel Girl, and I would like to endorse Trey for the official Squirrel Girl. She's my casting. That's who I've cast.
Yes, that would be amazing. You know what? If Kevin Feige's watching, hit up Angelica.
Hey, Kevin, hit up Angelica. She's cool.
And she's just cool in general, so just hit her up in general.
She's a nice lady.
Nice lady. And finally, the man who is ready for Mojo to take over the MCU broadcast is Tom Michelsen. What's going on, Tom?
How's it, fam? Yeah, I'm just a spider chair away from already watching all the TV in the world like Mojo, so I am so ready for Mojo to be here in the next one. And Kevin Feige, if you're watching, which I know you do, Angelica can be a Squirrel Girl, and I'll be Mojo. Just call me up. I'll drop what I'm doing. I'll be ready to.
I forgot that Mojo hasn't been... I keep thinking in Loki, for some reason, they've talked about it, but Mojo hasn't shown up yet. Right?
Yeah, he hasn't.
Not yet, but given the weird direction the MCU is going, I feel like we're going to get a Mojo very soon, especially after
100%.
WandaVision. Mojo definitely watched WandaVision with us. Definitely.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't miss that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But as I teased at the top, Marvel is continuing to add new projects to its pipeline. And while there is still no news on Frogman, what the heck? Come on, I need my Frogman in my life. We did get an exciting news item on a new character this week, which leads us to our first topic today. Is the MCU about to go supernova? Because, as Deadline reported this week, that Marvel Studios is currently developing a project based around the character Nova, who everyone has been waiting for years, ever since Guardians of the Galaxy 1 came out in 2014. Headed up by Moon Knight writer Sabir Pirzada. It is being reported that this Nova project will likely be a limited series for Disney+. So, how would you guys like to see Nova introduced in the MCU? And with the off-screen destruction of Xandar that occurred in Infinity War, what is possibly even left of the Nova Corps? What do you guys think?
Okay, well, I'll tell you one thing right now about how I want him to be introduced.
Okay.
I want everyone to say hello to Dick Ryder, ladies and gentlemen.
I say that all the time. I really want them to make that joke. I want it to be either Peter Quill. It's going to be hilarious.
Can I maybe pitch a rule that if anyone calls him by his Christian name this episode, they get a minus point? I don't want to hear Richard. I only want to hear the name Dick Ryder come out of your mouths. Nova's fine, but no, that man is a sweet, sweet Dick Ryder.
You were about to say that man is a dick, but you meant that as a compliment. I heard you were about to say that. I heard it.
I did. I meant that as a really big compliment.
But no, how would you guys like to see actual Richard Ryder Nova?
Minus point!
Minus 1 point. See? I told you.
No, but how would you guys like to see Nova introduced in the MCU?
I think
go for it.
It would be interesting to see. Well, I know that they talked about in the news how Dick Ryder was supposed to be in Infinity War. So I think they cut that out because there'd be too many people in that freaking movie, which is true. So I do think we do need to go back to the fact that Thanos did destroy that planet that was mentioned in Infinity War and see that as the intro to the mini limited series. I think he needs to just be introduced in his own series because the World Mind is such a big thing and so cool that they should discuss just do if it's an hour-long episode, 30 minutes of setup of how important these people are, the different levels to the Nova Corps there are, and then get into here comes Thanos destroying everything, and here's the one last man on the planet. And to side to what Whitney said, I think that joke of Dick Ryder will be made a ton of times when he somehow
Yes.
meets the Guardians of the
They
Galaxy.
have to.
When Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yes.
when he meets up with the Guardians of the Galaxy, he's gonna be like, I used to go by Richard Ryder, and then Rocket's gonna be like, Dick Ryder, like immediately.
What's gonna happen is that he's gonna show up and be like, Guardian, did you get my message? He's like, you mean your dick message? Yeah, we got it. And they'll do a callback to that joke from Xandar. Yeah.
No, I 100% agree. Like, going to that destruction of Xandar that we did not see in Infinity War, which is a huge bummer, but like, I understand for the sake of time why they didn't put that in there. But like, we have to see that in a Nova series.
There was no stone on Xandar, correct? There was nothing there. Thanos
It was
just
the Power
destroyed-
Stone.
Oh, the Power Stone was on Xandar, and that's
why
no
he
okay.
went there.
I'm
Yeah.
an idiot.
Yeah,
I'm an
that's why he
idiot. I
had
was
it.
like, that was so long ago that I was like, what was there? Why was he destroying that planet again? The Power Stone.
It's after Guardians, the Nova Corps got the possession of the stone. Yeah.
Thank
Right.
you. Thank you.
No,
Yes,
I totally
thank you.
agree with Jess though. I think this show has to open like the opening minutes. We're in the middle of the war. Thanos is like decimating Xandar. But the one thing I would like to really see is Glenn Close as Nova Prime going 1-on-1 against Xandar. Like, maybe we could pan up
Yes.
from rubble and see her
That
going
would
toe
be
to toe, almost kind of
interesting.
like how Captain Marvel was against Thanos, and then her then being defeated. And then I also want to see a cameo from John C. Reilly as Roman Day, who was also Nova Prime. Maybe he could. I don't know if the power is going to transfer or what, but that could be a way to bring in Dick Ryder into the MCU.
Peen Rider is his cousin.
The other thing I'm really hoping they do is because the Nova Corps is like Marvel's answer to the Green Lantern Corps, and the Green Lanterns, they come to Earth, and then they give Hal Jordan the ring, and then now there's a bunch of other Earthling Lanterns. I think it'd be cool if maybe they switched it up and made this Richard Ryder made him from Xandar, like maybe he's a teen on Xandar, because we have humanoid type aliens that live there, like Glenn Close's Nova Prime. So that could be one way they switch it up
Right.
and make it different, and maybe he could, like Last Son of Krypton style, be the only survivor or something like that, and then he could be Nova that way. And then later in the show, they could say other people survived and then have the Nova Corps. But yeah, I'm really hoping we start with the battle on Xandar and bring Josh Brolin back, have him beat Thanos in that moment, kicking ass, and then have Glenn Close come back, have her have a dope action scene, and then have John C. Reilly come back and have it introduce everybody that way.
I really do like this idea of us. I like seeing this huge battle occur in that we were supposed to be in Infinity War, but also I really want to see like just Xandar before it gets destroyed, like the light on Xandar.
We only got like a little scene of that in Guardians.
Yeah, and like at the end of Guardians 1, we see John C. Reilly's character have this family with the I believe they're called the Chimelians, the pink skinned. No, they're just pink skinned Kree. But like Xandar is just this huge planet of like so many different races that was just wiped out by Thanos. So like I just want to see what Xandarian culture looked like before it was destroyed. And like this series would be the perfect answer for that. I really did like Tom's idea of having Richard Ryder just be originally from
-1.
Xandar, because there are Dick Ryder, my bad. Dick Ryder being originally from Xandar, because there are humanoid people on Xandar. But it would be really cool if like his mom was human and his dad was Xandarian, or like vice versa, just for like him to be like half and half. I think it'd be fun.
For a limited series, I agree with you, MT. It's like with a limited series, they're going to have to, we know it's sad to see a family die, but seeing it in like 2 to 3 episodes is different than seeing it just immediate. You're like, oh, I don't have that much attachment, but seeing like having the attachment to Xandar would actually make you feel horrible about what just happened. But I think so they have to really sharpen that tone in the script, and then they also have to make it like so aggressive how important the world mind is and how it chose Richard Ryder. So I think it's like, if it's a limited series, it has to be, oh, damn it, Dick Ryder!
You're not supposed to say the Richard word.
I'm sorry, you said the magic word. Okay, so, but
sorry.
People need to know how important the world mind is for choosing Dick Ryder. Such an insult, but a compliment at the same time.
Why is the world mind choosing a Dick Ryder for?
Why
oh my
is he just choosing Dick Ryder? I think, and that's the thing that they could change from the comics is like maybe there was more than Dick left, Maybe there was another
Yeah.
person there, and the world mind was like, I'm going to choose you. And it's like, why choose me?
That sounds like the plot of Why the Last Man. There should be more
Yeah.
than Dick left.
It's oh, that's a spoiler for those that didn't read the comics. Sorry. Bleep it. Just keep it in, but bleep it out.
These are all great ideas. But Whitney, what do you got, Whitney?
Okay, so I'm gonna go a little rogue in my direction.
Okay, this is Rogue Theory. You gotta. That's the job.
So I think that one of two things might happen. If they decide to introduce Dick Ryder to us as a teenager, it would be really cool if, because a really big plot in his like comic storyline, right, is that he never got to finish high school. He really regrets not finishing high school. And then by the time he comes back to Earth, he's like too old to be, like, all of his friends have already graduated and moved on. So what if teen Dick Ryder is in the same GED class as unknown Peter Parker?
Oh,
That would
that's
be
perfect.
wild and very much like the cartoon series. Like, isn't Spider-Man's on a team with Nova in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon series,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken?
I think so, yeah.
So that would be fitting.
I would just
a lot
love
of
that.
the kids would be like, oh yeah, this is just like the cartoons.
I would personally be into that. But then my other thought is that if they introduced him as an adult Dick Ryder, that they could do it in a way where he's mentoring the next Nova, Sam Alexander, and could be a thing where, in the same way that, like, in Ant-Man, Hank Pym was, like, ushering in the new Ant-Man and passing down the torch, we could see something where he's already, like, the Nova Prime in the aftermath of whatever, the Xandar Thanos debacle, that horrible thing, in the aftermath of anything, really. But yeah, I think it would be really cool to see him, like, training a younger Nova as a mentor.
Yes.
I think that'd be really sick.
Yes, because in the comics, of course, Sam Alexander is like the young Nova that, is on the Champions team alongside Miles Morales, Miss Marvel, young Girl Vision, like all of them. And he's just a really great character. And I really wanted the MCU to go in that direction of like introducing with Sam Alexander, but having Richard Rider be this, like, sort of just like
Dick Ryder.
Like, I used to be damn it, having adult Dick Ryder just being like, I used to be a Nova. And it sucked. My planet got exploded.
I didn't finish high school, and I'm mad about it. I just want Dick Ryder to follow his dreams at the end of the day. I want him to do what he needs for Dick. Whatever's good for Dick is good for me.
Whatever you got to do for Dick, you got to do it.
Are we still talking about the show? Or?
Yeah, we're talking about dicks.
Okay, just making
We're
sure.
talking about
Sorry,
this, baby.
Get one.
The original Dick Ryder.
Brandon's watching this like, Jessica, I told you to put that down. And I'm like, so
No, please explain to people what that is, because people probably have no idea what you're waving around.
it's a 90s, early 2000s toy that you can put your finger in, or any other phallic objects. And then you can shimmy it,
The 11th finger.
The 11th finger, yes.
and it's very slippery, and it might fall into your drink and all over your keyboard right before shooting, like mine. But I was originally gonna say, in the comics, I remember there was a part where he's wandering, Dick Ryder is wandering now with Drax, and Drax is like, dude, why do you suck so hard? And Dick Ryder's like, because I have this freaking world mind in my helmet telling me what to do all the time, and then I have you badgering me. And he gives him the helmet, and he's like, oh, I see your problems now. So I think that's a good, if we went with Whitney's idea, a great thing of him being like, that battle of having this second thing in your head constantly nagging you about what's right and what's wrong, and how it's very brilliant. It's 1,000,000 years old, with every human being or every Xandarian like in its brain just being like, I've had enough, and like throwing it down for a second. Like, making him as human as possible is possible.
Cool.
I really do love that idea too, because like we're seeing that progressively more in Marvel movies, because we saw that whole someone talking to your head in Venom. It seems like we're getting that in the upcoming Moon Knight. So like, yeah, I really want that element of the world mind directly talking to either Richard or Sam Alexander. I really love that moment in the comics as well. I believe it's in the Annihilation series when Is that when it happened with when Richard was talking to
Yeah,
Drax?
I think so. Let me look it. I can look it up just to double check. I read this ages ago.
When Dick was talking to Drax. -1.
You have me typing in Dick Ryder on my Google just to fact check, and I know it's gonna be bad.
Whitney's the official Dick police for the next 30 minutes.
I am.
I'm looking for Dick Riders on Google.com.
Yeah, put a private browser if you're gonna look that up.
I believe that like the whole event of the Nova Corps and the Nova Force being destroyed in the comics was the Annihilation, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or the Phalanx Annihilation Conquest that came afterwards. But yeah, it would be dope for a Nova to be introduced with the Annihilation Wave, because that is the biggest Marvel event that actually triggered the birth of our current version of the Guardians of the Galaxy. From that first Annihilation event in like 2008, 2009. I don't know. It was a long time ago. But yeah, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have Peter Quill and Rocket Raccoon on the same team. But yeah, but like just before we move on, what do you guys think is left of the Nova Corps right now?
I think everyone's dead.
I really hope that John C. Reilly and his family survived, though.
I think that's the important person that has to die. Out of everyone else, Glenn Close is also very important to die, but I feel like going back and seeing that origin story and seeing some John C. Reilly, but then after like everything happens, Dick Ryder wakes up and he sees like a dead John C. Reilly under rubbage, or whatever. So I there has to be some. There can't be everyone's gone, but I think the ones that we've seen are definitely dead.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that they, you know, whether it's in the first ep, you know, to raise the stakes, kind of like Heimdall getting stabbed by Thanos in the beginning of Infinity War. If you introduce or show characters we've already been introduced to, and then having them bite the dust, that would really raise the stakes, I think, for the rest of the show. But that would suck because I would want to see them in it more, you know. But yeah, I definitely agree with Jess on that.
I was gonna say it could be John C. Reilly's villain origin story. His entire family dies, and now he's like, I'm gonna go crazy.
Yeah. What if he's the villain and he's like,
Yeah, I should have got the world mine. I should have been Dick Ryder.
I am the Dick Ryder now.
I really want to see John C. Reilly as a Marvel villain. That would be hilarious. That would be so funny.
He would be a good villain. Him and David Tennant can play villains really well. So I think those two could easily be a villain.
But no, these were all fantastic theories, of course. I'm going to give 3 million rogue points to Tom, 4 million to Jess, but 5 million to Whitney for her amazing idea of just having, you know, Sam Alexander and just Dick Ryder team up and, you know, just have Richard just be like a mentor of sorts.
it'd be cool.
But
It'd be fun.
It'd be really dope. It'd be really fun.
Yeah.
But before we continue, because up next we are going to talk about how many of our exes we'll see in Multiverse of Madness. Wink, wink. X meaning X, not your actual ex.
No, why did you scare me like that? Oh my god.
They're coming to the movie theater. They're sitting next to you.
No.
But no, up next we are going to talk about how many of our exes we are going to see in Multiverse of Madness. But first, when you shop at newrockstarsmerch.com, you're directly supporting the channel and all the shows that we make here, including Rogue Theory. And we're super appreciative of that support, like a lot. It means so much to us. So keep an eye out this week for the new Moon Knight-inspired latest Obsession shirt. The Hawkeye latest Obsession shirt was a huge hit, and we're expecting the same for this one. So grab one quick before they sell out at newrockstarsmerch.com. And if you're anything like me, you're probably better at eating fancy food than you are at making it. And Sunbasket delivers the joy of eating with bold flavors, organic produce, and sustainable seafood and meats. Their award-winning chefs are constantly innovating with new recipes and global tastes to keep it interesting each week with dozens of options. Stop suffering through sad lunches. Sunbasket has exciting new grain, burrito, and noodle bowls for every day of the week. Try the Achioto citrus pork, black rice bibimbap, or Sichuan glass noodles. All of those will taste a lot better than my pronunciation, I promise, because I don't know what bibimbap is or Achioto. Just heat, eat, and love in minutes, and you can put dinner on autopilot with easy-to-prep meal kits that impress for date night or win over picky eaters in your family. So whether you eat vegetarian, paleo, gluten-free, or low-carb, high-protein, Sunbasket has something to check every box. Set up weekly delivery and skip a week when you need to. It's simple, easy, and you'll love it. And right now, Sunbasket is offering $90 off and a free gift when you order. So just go to sunbasket.com/rogue and enter promo code ROGUE at checkout. That's sunbasket.com/rogue and enter ROGUE at checkout. And we thank Sunbasket for sponsoring this video. Now, we are all excited to see Patrick Stewart return as Professor X in the upcoming Multiverse of Madness. But is that the only version of the Omega level mutant that we are going to see? Which leads us to our second topic for today. Will we actually see a young Professor X in Multiverse of Madness? Because James McAvoy said he would not be appearing in the Doctor Strange sequel during an Instagram Live broadcast this week. And given that his version of Professor Charles Xavier is the same character as Patrick Stewart, it would make sense that they wouldn't both appear in the film in sort of a No Way Home type scenario. But is James McAvoy actually telling the truth? Could both Xaviers appear in this movie? What do you guys think?
They always lie like that. I can't remember the actor's name, but that plays Kang the Conqueror. He was like, what? No way! Shows the hell up. Andrew Garfield, worst at hiding it, shows up. Like, they always say that shit.
They have to these days, because I feel like we're just like...
Oh, well, no, they have to. Yeah, they can't just outwardly be like, yes, I will be in it.
Funny you ask.
But that would be the plot twist. Just reverse psychology us and be like, I actually am going to be in it, and then don't show up.
Yeah.
That would be great.
It's like, I pranked you.
I feel like, no, he shouldn't be in it. We have one. But if they did want him to appear, they can, when they have the Illuminati meeting, he's there, right? Older Professor X. And then Patrick Stewart, Professor X will be there. And then if they are jumping through different universes and different like timelines, they could see a younger one briefly, like how they did in the other X-Men, where they see like Wolverine, and Wolverine's like, F off. And they just like go back to their like normal shit. They're like, okay, my bad. They could easily do like a scene like that with James McAvoy. And I feel like James McAvoy would show up to like play along. But also I could see them like, that's the thing. I would prefer that. I would love that. I would love to see those two show up in there, because you can throw anything at the wall in this. And so why not? You have the money, Disney. Just do it. But I could see the writers being like, this is too much. This is too much.
There's already enough in this movie. Jesus
this is my
Christ,
Marge impression from The Simpsons. That's too much, homie.
Homie, this is too much, homie. No more.
Oh my god, that's actually like a really good Marge.
Yeah,
I'm into
that's pretty good.
I'm into it.
Those are all valid ideas, because, like, you know, we don't technically need him to appear, even though James McAvoy made it amazing Professor X in his movies. We don't necessarily need him, because we do have this the OG in the film already. So, like, it doesn't necessarily have to happen, but it could still happen. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it should. And here's the hell why. Because we got a beautiful, beautiful glimpse of all of the X-Men, Days of Future Past. There were so many bell bottoms. There were so many bell sleeve shirts, floral patterns, vests with the little leather fringe on it, sunglasses, you know the drill. So I want them to travel to that multiverse of the X-Men so that we only get cool retro 60s James McAvoy. That's who I want to see.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. They had the panel, and you see Patrick Stewart in like a hover chair, and then you see this other dude with long hair just leaning back, walking around, and you're like, who the hell is this guy? And he's like, I'm Xavier too, but I also took a serum, so I can't use my mind power, but I'm here, dude, and I'm walking around. Yeah, that would be hilarious.
I just want the whole cast of Days of Future Past just to be in a That 70s Show situation where they're all in the basement and they're just smoking. And they go from person to person. Yeah, the camera's just panning from Xavier to Magneto.
Oh my god. You just made my new dream.
That every cast member, and had them go on once, it'd still just be like a 30-minute or 1 hour scene, because you got to go through each character that's ever been in these movies. Yeah.
I really do like the idea of like going to some point in the past that we've seen in, you know, Days of Future Past, especially that being like the best, my favorite X-Men movie in my opinion. And just like plucking out James McAvoy and being like, oh yeah, you're doing this adventure? No, you're not. Not yet anyway. And like, it really does make sense for them to do something like that, considering that, like, what if, like, this Professor X that we see in the trailer, what if he dies? And the Illuminati doesn't have this super powerful Cerebro using man. So they're just like, all right, he was old anyway. So like, let's go to the younger version. Like, he'll last for a longer time. What you got, Tom?
Yeah, I think they could easily do it because, as we've established in the Fox X-Men movies, if anybody has multiverses, it's them, because there's so many continuity errors and inconsistencies and like double characters, like double Sabretooths and double Phoenixes even. So I think they could easily have them both be on there, kind of like what Whitney was saying, but just from different timelines. Because in the movies, they've already established in Days of Future Past, when you change something, it creates a new timeline. So who's to say that the McAvoy Xavier's from a different kind of path and timeline versus the Patrick Stewart one? They could easily do that. And I think that maybe just for fun, they could even have him show up there thanks to some like other mutants that have connections to other dimensions, like Nightcrawler can teleport and he goes through this like Brimstone kind of dimension. And there's Cloak from Cloak and Dagger. There's Blink is more of like teleporting, but she could maybe do it. Magic, Colossus' sister, can travel through dimensions. So maybe someone can bring them to and fro as needed. So maybe like how Kitty's powers were augmented to send your mind through time in Days of Future Past. Maybe there's one of the other OG mutants who can now come and go from the multiverse for these meetings, you know, as Xavier needs.
No, like, I really like that idea, because in the comics, we do have the Exiles team. And, like, they are this huge multiverse X-Men team that they just travel across the multiverse and do lots of fun shenanigans. So I would love if the Exiles were introduced in this movie in that way, because it'd be just dope just to have them, like, I don't know, interact with the timeline and just mess things up.
I just thought of something based off what Whitney said, is like maybe that, or maybe what was I don't know if it was EMT saying that the Xavier died and this is just another one that they brought in, like the Patrick Stewart one. They could maybe even start explaining some of the X-Men plot holes. So when Xavier gets exploded by Jean Grey Phoenix in Last Stand, maybe he didn't get exploded. Maybe he got sent here, sent to this like Illuminati tribunal, because then they never explain it ever again. All of a sudden he rolls up again in that one scene at the end of, what was it, the Wolverine, and he's back in a wheelchair, and it's like, wait, but if you were trying to imply at the end of X-Men 3 that he was getting a new body, why would he still need a wheelchair? It was just a hot mess. So maybe they could use the multiverse of madness to explain some of these plot holes and explain where Xavier went.
Yeah, I really do like that idea, and I really do think that Kevin Feige will probably want to prioritize something like this, because like for the years, like the whole X-Men timeline has been so confusing and like there's so many like logic holes and like just so many different things that like I feel like Kevin Feige, because of his early work on the X-Men series and earlier on in his career, he'd want to like fill in those gaps either through Multiverse of Madness or via Loki, a Loki season 2, where like we have Loki go through the X-Men timeline and just be like, all right, this is why things are broken. It's because Loki was just messing things up.
And that's how they can introduce Mojo. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, and then Mojo comes in.
Exactly.
No, I really do like that idea a lot. It's really fun. You guys are so smart. I'm so lucky to be talking to all three of you guys. I love you guys.
Same.
I love you guys. Y'all are the best and the smartest and the sweetest and the cutest.
You guys are the real dick riders. Come
find me on the corner of Sunset and Fern, where I'm standing on the corner with a bunch of these in a trench coat. I'll give them out to you.
First come, first serve. And I'll stay till we're all done.
All right. Oh my God. All right. Everyone gets 5 million points because I love all of you. And you guys are all
Team
smart.
Dick Riders.
But that leads us to... Oh my God. But this leads us to our rogue question. Are you guys ready for the rogue question?
Yeah.
Did you guys know that there was a scrapped Tim Burton Superman film from the 90s called Superman Lives that would have seen Nicolas Cage as the Man of Steel? Did you guys know that? Because I really want to see that.
I don't know. I know that he's a huge fan because he named his son after Superman.
He's a huge fan, and then I don't know if you guys have seen the set photos from his the costume that he was gonna have. Costume test, not set photos. That's what I meant to say.
Yes. Did he play Superman? Like the voice of Superman something recently? Was it the Lego Batman movie or something? No.
Yeah, and the Teen Titans movie.
Yeah, I was like, wasn't he in the Teen Titans movie?
Teen Titans Go to the movies, yeah.
The Teen Titans Go is such a hilariously written show. people
Teen
need to stop
Titans Go
shitting
is
on
my
it.
favorite, and it's so freaking
It's a
good.
separate thing.
It's a
It's not
separate
Teen Titans
thing.
original.
It's a
Anyway.
separate thing, people.
It
It's a
is.
separate thing, and you
Seriously,
can
stop
love
complaining
both of
about
them.
it.
You can love both of them. God.
Yes. But anyways, when asked in GQ this week why it still couldn't be made today, Nicolas Cage said there's still a chance. So, now that there's still a chance, pitch me your roguish Superman story starring Nicolas Cage as Superman.
Well, the
You know what I-
thing
you know-
remember
oh,
the most.
okay,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jess.
No, but if you steal my idea, Tom, I'm
I
gonna be so
guarantee you, I'm
upset.
not going to steal it. I
I'm gonna be
guarantee you,
so
I'm not going to steal your idea.
okay. Go.
Me? Okay. Just because this is so dumb. I remember, speaking of the costume tests that Whitney was talking about, I remember him having his really long hair, and I can't help but remember his character from Con Air. And I was like, what if you did a Superman movie, but it was just a remake of Con Air, but it was him as Clark Kent. He's like, don't touch the money. And him now fighting like criminals on a plane, and psychos and sickos, and with all the Michael Bay shots, you can have everybody come back, but just change his name to Clark Kent and have him be doing all the same things, and he could be like, Superman, you're being court-martialed because you accidentally killed somebody, with your heat vision, which is how come he ended up on the plane with all of these people. Maybe he accidentally, as Clark Kent, like broke the guy's wrist or killed the guy or whatever it was. But yeah, they need to. I think they could do a Con Air, but a super like a Cal Air. Was that a Cal Air?
Cal Air.
Okay, I see
is
what you did there.
amazing.
I saw what you did there.
It seems like you already got the pilot written, my dude. Like, we already got this going.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go start writing this before I forget. Hang on, I'll be back. See, Jess, I told you, I was like, no way, this is your idea, Jess. This is too
Not
stupid.
me typing this out to my manager as we speak.
Yeah.
And send.
Mine, slightly, just as grungy. So I think that today's Nicolas Cage plays a really good grungy. If you saw Pig, like, I want that dark of what Nicolas Cage is doing now. So I want like 2006 Watchmen dark. I want the Superman to have the past that Superman already has, because we also know that Superman had just like a mishap of like, is he bad or is he good? Like, which one is he? And I want this version of Superman to have accidentally killed like either a bunch of people, and at the end of the day, they're like, well, he's Superman. Maybe we can just stop him from being a superhero. Fast forward, and this is old man Superman that's like an alcoholic that doesn't do anything. Everyone in the town knows who he is and hates him because they're like, oh, that's Superman, the guy that killed a bunch of people. I want it dark and gritty, and then he has to fit, like, someone comes to him and is like, you need to save the day again. And he's like, I can't. Like, they won't let me. The law doesn't want me. So we're getting like anti-law, like we're getting Batman, but we're getting old man Nicolas Cage as Superman that has already been ostracized by the town. That's what I want. I want a sad Superman story. This Superman is just like, imagine like Jessica Jones is drinking a lot, having sex in bars. It is Hancock. It is Hancock. It is Nicolas Cage's Hancock. 100%. Thank you, MT. 100%.
You could be in the suit, being like drinking at the bar, like Christopher Reeves in Superman 4, like drunk Superman, just sitting at the bar. It's like, we need your help, Soups. It's like, I'm busy. Yeah, and then Nicolas Cage sucking him back. Yeah.
I would love to see that type of story for Nicolas Cage, because I like you said with Pig, like he can play these type of like really like dark characters, and like, seeing a Superman who just like has to slowly regain his hope for humanity and his love for humanity, it would be really fun. And I think Nicolas Cage would knock that out of the park. It's a really fun idea. I like that, Jess. You're smart.
Well, thanks,
but bring us home, Whitney. What you got?
Okay, so hear me out. This is a weird one, but have you guys ever seen the horror comedy Willy's Wonderland
Of
starring
course I've
Nicolas
seen
Cage?
it. I've seen it 12 times.
I
I have not
want
seen it.
I've heard
a
of it.
Willy's Wonderland Superman. That is, and Jess, I don't need to say more to you. You know what I mean.
He's just quiet. He just drunkenly comes into Chuck E. Cheese and beats the shit out of everything. As long as he has his beer, he's fine.
Hey, you know what? I don't know much about this movie, but this sounds a lot like the Superman villain Toyman. So Toyman could
that's right,
definitely
Toyman.
Yes.
work out in that situation.
Into it.
Well, I love all of these answers, but I'm going to have to give the rogue points. I'm going to give 10 million rogue points to Jessica Clemons for her amazing pitch or an old man Superman,
Hancock?
because that would be freaking dope. I really
Hancock.
I love seeing old man versions of superhero characters. So give me that all day long. So I'm gonna just say Jess is the winner for this one because she just got 10 million bajillion actually points, and she's the winner for having the prepubescent boys dream.
Don't say that! Now I don't want to play with it. Now I don't want it anymore.
But that is it for this episode of Rogue Theory. I want to thank our guests, Tom Michelsen, Whitney Van Laningham, and Jessica Clemons for joining me this episode. Support our channel by checking out all of our awesome merch over at newrockstarsmerch.com. And if you got some rogue theories of your own, you can share them over on our Discord if you are over 18. So just click the link in the New Rockstars Discord server in the description below and to join the conversation. You can follow me at MasterTainment on Twitter to see me tweet some weird shit. Follow New Rockstars wherever we are on social media, and be sure to subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. We love you so much. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.